making another video. Well, I don't have to always say that. Anyway, but it's reviewing my file from the VA, and it's a horrible. I'm warning people, if you are the kind of person that you want sureties in your health care, you want signatures, you want copies of discharge documents, you want copies of findings from pathology, or like blood test results, or urine tests, or feces tests. You want copies of your imaging and the reports. Don't go there. And if you want surety that things that you do are going to be uploaded to your file, don't go there. It is a horrible VA. Horrible. Almost 2 weeks ago, I did my EMG, which is, it's a nerve test. They never uploaded it. And a matter of fact, the lady that lives underneath me that messes with my family, bullies us, targets us, she works in that department. They never uploaded the results. They never gave me the results. This is a horrible VA. You have people walking around that don't have any ID on. You have people who will treat you and they will make up fake names. I'm serious. I've been treated by people, there's no record they work there. Fake names. I've had people borrow other people's ID and say such and such is their name, and they refuse to turn their ID card around. But they have a different name tag on, and people at the VA don't wear a name tag. So that tells you right there something's not right. Don't go to the VA in Saginaw County. I don't know what their new building is all about, but if it's any way similar to the building in Weiss, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have bad care providers. When you question them or challenge them or ask for documentation or even a second opinion. I asked for a second opinion one time, and the doctor, who I looked in her background, it doesn't even make sense, but anyway, she flagged me. What did she say? She said I raised my voice to her and I was threatening. How is it threatening to say that I'm going to send a complaint to the IG? How is that threatening? That's my right as a veteran. When you threaten someone, that means you're moving outside of your rights. Otherwise, it's not a threat. When I practice my civil liberties as well, that's not a threat, that's a right. And then you will have people that will lie. And these people that work at the call centers, the MSAs and the AMSAs, I've found in my experience, 75% of them are horrible people. They will lie just like some of the providers, but worse. Because these aren't even legally VA employees. Many of them are subcontractors, which means there's all kinds of, I'm a former contractor, so I know, a former subcontractor. When you're a subcontractor, there's all kinds of ways to skate through the little holes in the background check rules. I've known of nurses and LPNs and providers that have a sketchy background, some of them even a criminal background, with a problem with misdemeanor crimes. Still, they're employed. And you have other people, when you try to turn over their records to Lara so that you can file a complaint against them, there's all kinds of holes because their license is from a bordering state and they got their approval to practice in this state because they're from that border state. All kinds of holes in their background because the border licensing program, I'm not a supporter of that at all. I am not a supporter. You want to be a medical license? You do the way it's been done for the past 150 years. You get a license from the state you're in the same way you did the state you graduated from. No differences, no program for automatic licensing, nothing. And you work DOD in your state side, so what? I don't care if you work for the DOD, again, you should get licensed. Enough of these qualified immunity, similar type programs and rules where, I'm an Army physician, but I'm stateside, so I can practice anywhere in the 50 states. Where'd you graduate from? Doesn't matter. What about if you graduated from some external, like possession or some kind of medical school, and you just skated through for one reason or another? We don't know that. So again, you want to be licensed because you work with the Army or the Navy or even the Public Health Service, get licensed in the state where you're from. That way everybody goes through the same background checks. And we don't have people using the VA or DOD as a way to abuse people because they're direct appointees, and so they stand on their immunity while they victimize people. Anyway, so at this VA, the providers and the MSAs and the AMSAs, like I said, you'll find a significant portion of them, they will lie. They'll lie, and then they'll post your messages on the website so everybody can read your private messaging. Everybody connected to the VA who's logged in, who's a provider or an MSA. This is what they call the people who work for Vet Connect. And like I said before, 75% of them should not be working in healthcare. They have a questionable background. There's no background check. They skated through because somebody in their family was a veteran, or they're working for a veteran-owned subcontractor. And us as veterans, we know better than that. Taking care of veterans to earn a buck doesn't mean you ignore the safety of those veterans. That's the thing that frustrated me on active duty. Many people that are in uniform, I've encountered in my career, I would say about 20% of the people I encountered in my career in the military and as a contractor, they don't honor the oath. It means nothing. As long as they get a promotion, they get their entitlements, and they got an easy cakewalk until they get deployed. About 20% of the people that I encountered, I'm like, people like that, you don't honor your oath. You don't deserve the uniform, let alone the guarantees for financial security. Not when true patriots that stay in there for 2-3 enlistments struggle to get by, E5, E6, O1, O2, struggle to get by and have a good standard, and some of them are on welfare benefits. No. But again, back to the Saginaw VA. So some of these people will lie in your medical record. They will completely lie, and they'll leave out many other things, and they'll try to characterize you badly. The Saginaw VA, among other places and agencies, I hold them accountable for my declining death. And it's in my will. If I die, I want an autopsy, and I expect my next of kin to hold the Saginaw VA accountable for a negligent homicide. No matter how much people cover by changing their names or deleting documents from my file, the Saginaw VA is, I don't want to say full of, because there's a few good people there, but I will say it is brimming to the top with bad, corrupt individuals who protect each other.